Oh, come on.
Is in need of a second date update this morning. Hi, Brooke.
Hi, guys.
I understand you went out with a guy named Dan. Is that right?
Yes, I did.
Well, why don't you tell us how you met Dan, how the first date went, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, okay. So, actually, I met this guy on Tinder. Very classy. And we hooked up, and I swear to God, I have to see him again.
So, was it intended to be just a hookup?
I mean, I really didn't go into it with expectations, but honestly, it was the best sex of my life. And it wasn't just the sex, to be honest. I thought he was just, like, really cool, and we got along great. So I guess it was more that I wanted.
It became more.
Yeah. I mean, like, we had a lot of good chemistry in and out of bed. And honestly, I did tell him that. I think in the beginning we were just both looking for a hookup because that's what we were looking for in that moment. We don't really have to explain it, but
Right.
when we went for drinks, I mean, we got a nice buzz. We were laughing, talking, getting along, and then we went back to my place. But then he like hung out all night, and we hooked up multiple times.
Multiple times?
Yeah, you know how you just really you click with somebody when you meet them, and I mean, it's just like on all levels.
Oh, yeah.
It happens.
And that was us. That was us.
Okay.
So how long did he hang out?
I was like literally all night. I mean, we had
all the way till morning,
conversations.
till you got up and you had breakfast and then he left, or he left at 4 a.m. or what are we talking?
It was the morning. We didn't have breakfast, but we talked about how we are so compatible in so many ways, and how we just like quote unquote fit. I mean, there has to be like a greater power putting us together, right? Because that just doesn't happen. It kind of freaked me out because I'm not used to it, but like the chemistry was so fast. It was faster than anybody I've ever been with.
So you not only felt the chemistry, but you both recognized it and talked about it with each other. You both acknowledged it.
Yeah, and it was really sweet. When he left in the morning, he kissed me and said he'd never met anyone like me and couldn't wait to see me again. So it for sure made me feel like I'm definitely seeing him again really soon.
Did you guys talk after?
Yeah, that same day we talked, but he freaking ghosted me. It's been 9 days and it's making me absolutely crazy.
Wow. That's weird. What did you guys talk about after? Was it just small talk or were you setting plans up?
Well, we were talking like casually about how we would hang out, probably get some drinks later that week. We texted back and forth about how great the night had been, made some jokes here and there, but then, really nothing. And it just really bummed me out.
Right. I mean, if it makes you feel any better, people do get busy. I mean, we've been talking about doing a staff lunch here for 9 months. We still haven't gotten it together, so.
That's true.
Not that.
Well, how many people are in the staff?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of people with different schedules, so it's harder to do. But yeah, I get your point.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not really sure what to make of this. And I was wondering if you guys could give me some advice about it.
Yeah, 9 days is a long time
Yeah.
to have passed with there being nothing.
These days, yeah.
It leads you to believe he lost interest or he's got something else going on.
Or he's dead. Like, I don't know.
Right. I don't think we've had that happen. Have we had that happen? Have we had
God
anybody
forbid.
in a ditch?
Not to my knowledge. God forbid. No.
I think we may have had somebody in the hospital a long, long time ago, but maybe.
Why don't we take a break? When we come back, we'll call Dan and see if he's okay or if he just has something else going on.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll do it next. Stick around. Second date update continues next. Jeff and Jenn, Cincinnati's Q102.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Summer is the best time to replace your windows. No one wants to do it when it's 10 degrees outside. My guys at Universal Windows Direct will get it done quickly. And then when old man winter comes calling, you're going to be ready to go. 513-755-1800.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
All right, Brooke went into this with Dan, just expecting nothing more than a hookup. And that's what you do on Tinder, right? They got together for drinks, went back to her place, they hooked up. What she wasn't expecting was the great chemistry these two shared. Brooke said they hooked up a number of times, but they also talked about and acknowledged, wow, we have a lot in common. This feels really good. I feel a connection to you. And when he finally left the next morning, he said, what, Brooke?
He's never met anyone like me.
That's right. He never met anyone like you. I knew it was something.
That's a big statement.
Yeah.
Not really a commitment.
I mean, but it was just like nice.
After the date, there was some back and forth. They texted some, but then it quickly died down. He ultimately ghosted. It's been 9 days since, and here we are.
Here we are. Time to place the call.
Yeah, let's try to call him and see what's going on.
Thank you, guys.
Hello?
Oh, good. He's alive.
Yay. We hope. Is this Dan?
Yes, who's this?
Hey, Dan. It's Jeff and Jen at Q102. How are you?
I'm good. What is this about?
Well, consider this a welfare check. Just making sure you're okay.
Okay. Well, that's unexpected. Why are you guys checking on me?
Well, because you kind of went missing. We spoke with your friend Brooke, who you hung out with over a week ago.
Oh.
All of a sudden, you sort of went silent, and she was a little worried about you.
Yeah. I mean, she's great. I mean, when I left her house, I had every intention of calling her. But later that day, this girl I've been on and off with for quite a while, actually. She wanted to work things out with me, and I don't know, I've invested a lot into that relationship, and I thought that, she might be the one.
Oh.
And, my friends and family know her. They really love her. She's really good for me, and she's like the one, that a guy is supposed to marry. She's just, I don't know. So I decided to give it one last go. And I don't know. I mean, I've been trying, but I didn't know what to do. I just stopped talking with her and tried to work it out with this girl instead.
Well, I think a heads up would have been helpful. Just, hey,
Yeah.
Look, I got this other thing that's unresolved, and I don't want to string you along, but
I mean, you've been on and off with this girl for like how long, and what have the issues been? Do you see a future there?
Well, it's been about 3 years, to be honest, and I mean, we've had a really good past. I mean, we haven't really had any like major fights or anything. We've just kind of like fallen out here and there, and I don't know. It was kind of like coincidental. I met Brooke, and then right after I left her house, I mean, it was like the next day, she messaged me and asked if, if she wanted to work things out with me. And I don't know, she kind of has my heart.
that was my next question is, does she have your heart, or are you feeling pressure to work it out because you look back on it and you're like, wow, it's 3 years I got invested. My family loves her. The easier thing for me would be to just work this out with her.
It's definitely both. I mean, she, she knows like my nieces and nephews. She knows my parents.
I would hope after 3 years.
Like, so you said you've been on and off. So the reason you've been off, was it always one person's reason? Was it always her that broke it off, or was it always you that broke it off?
And why did you break it
Yeah.
off?
Well, it was kind of like a mutual thing. I mean, we had like at one point I had to take a work position out of town. So we decided to take a break then. It was nothing, uncivil. It's just, I don't know. It's always been like that. It's always been kind of like we've had to go separate ways, but it's never been like major fights or anything. And it's always conflicted with me because I really liked her and, wanted to maybe marry her one day, honestly. But I don't know. And then I got on Tinder because I was lonely, and I started meeting other people. And then I met Brooke, and she was cool, but it seemed more like a hookup to me. It didn't really seem like anything major romantic or anything that would go further.
Well, see, she thought otherwise. She went into it thinking it was probably nothing more than a hookup. But then when she realized that, at least in her mind, you two seem to have a lot of chemistry, she started rethinking it and thought there might be some long-term potential there with you. And I don't want to speak for her because we actually have her on the line. Let me conference you guys so you can speak. Hey, Brooke, you still there?
Yeah, hi.
Hi. So you were listening on hold to what Dan had to say. How you feel about that?
I think I'm definitely disappointed. I wish that I would have been, kind of looped in. We had a really cool, intimate night, and it would have been nice to just know where your head was at and, if you had any, ongoing relationships, because, so many of us have that, but I don't know, it's kind of sad. I would love to try again if you were open to it, and, because you sound like you're not really sure about this other girl, but I'm not going to pressure you into anything.
Yeah, I'm trying to gauge your level of passion here,
I know,
Dan.
because he's not really selling me.
Yeah. Not that you owe us an explanation, but...
Well, I appreciate that, and I am sorry. I should have given you a heads up and kind of told you where I was at. I've been in this weird state lately, and I don't know, like I said, I got on Tinder, and I just wanted to have some fun. I met you, and I did have fun, and then it was like my real life came back, and I'm sorry if I toyed with you, and made you, made your feelings hurt. That wasn't my intention. I did have a lot of fun, though.
Yeah, I accept your apology. That's cool. I really wish that you would have just kind of reached out and said something.
But now we know.
Now we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Dan, thanks for taking the call and setting everyone straight. Good luck to you on that.
Thank you, and Brooke, you take care, okay?
Yeah, Brooke, thank you for putting yourself out there. Sorry it didn't work out, but we enjoyed talking to you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
All
Reach
right.
out anytime.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
All right. If you need a little help with a second date update, just send us an email, Jeff and Jen at WKRQ.com.
So here's the thing with second date update.
Yeah.
So, we'll do a second date update. And a lot of times they never make it on the radio for a variety of reasons. One, we couldn't get a hold of the person. Two, they refuse to come on the air. Mm-hmm. Or sometimes it's just so blue and off color, we can't air it.
Yeah.
So we started doing second date
sharing
update
them, yeah.
uncensored, where we would post them online.
The stuff we can't air, you can still hear. You just got to do it there.
Right. And it could be for a variety of reasons. It could be that, one or more of the people we had on, just language.
Yes.
Maybe
Potty
it's
mouth.
content.
Maybe of a sexual nature.
Right.
That occurs frequently.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes I'll go back and I'll think, okay, if I bleep enough of this and make it suitable for air.
Yeah.
But, that takes time. And so what we'll do is we'll put it on the podcast first. And then, if I have time to go back and kind of retool it for radio, I will.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to be able to retool this one. I said to Jen, because I said, we can't put this on the air. She goes, well, uncensored, and then just kind of work on it. I'm like, okay.
I'm like, well, what if if you just bleep this and this, wouldn't that cover it? I mean, is it really that bad of people know what this is. It is.
True.
Which one are you talking about?
But
I don't know if I remember.
Just
Just kind of bleep your way through it, Jen.
She had a drawer, and he saw something in the drawer.
Nutsy.
That one.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I'm with you.
And was it I think it was
You know
more,
what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no way.
I
So
mean,
it's posted.
it was
it's
our
already up.
conversation
It is up.
around it, right? That was
Right.
more troublesome.
And listen, I get that we talk about some pretty blue stuff on our show.
Yeah.
But it's one of those intangible things that
We'd get a letter.
I just think it would cause more problems that I just don't have the patience to deal with.
Sure.
Yeah, agreed. Plus, I don't know if there's any hour of the day you would be able to. Talk about all those things.
legally you can,
Sure.
No, but man,
but I wouldn't feel comfortable putting it on the radio for a mass audience.
And it's unfortunate because it is mighty entertaining.
yeah.
I gotta say.
So if you want to hear it, because it's never going to make the radio, unlike some uncensoreds, which if I have enough time to kind of work on and bleep the daylights out of,
Yeah.
we can sometimes air a sanitized version of it.
Right.
I like that.
This-
Sanitized.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes when you bleep
Cleanse.
too much, it kind of,
Oh,
you
yeah.
kind of,
Loses the effect.
you know.
Well, and you lose what actually is being said. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like you're like, what?
'Cause we'll
you would
get
have to
yeah.
go back and listen to it uncensored anyway to figure out what people were even saying. Just like the litter.
Yes,
that one time.
Between you and I, we probably replied to 600 people that said, "What was the
What
word?
was the bleeping?
What was
Yeah.
the word?"
Like, it was
Yeah.
blank litter.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, WKRQ.com. There's a listen tab. Click that. Go to podcast and click Jeff and Jen's second date update uncensored, and you can subscribe to that podcast. So when we put new ones on there, they'll automatically go to your phone. But it's labeled "Fun with Nature."
But no,
Fun
they're
with
adult.
nature.
It's adult. It's adult
It
radio.
is adult in nature.
Content.
Will
Correct.
Jillian and Bradley go out again? Listen to find out.
Yeah, it's all subjective because I've had people who have listened to it and they're like, "Oh, you've aired worse stuff." And I'm like, I'm telling you, it's one of those subjective, intangible things that some things just don't
feels
feel
wrong.
right, and so we kind of take them on a case by case basis. But there you have it. You can hear the whole thing.